Hello everybody and welcome back to Skip Allen Paints and the YouTube channel of Skip Allen. Okay, so this is video 2 in a series of videos about how to do a very simple watercolor utilizing gradients. Okay, so in the last video we made this simple watercolor and now I'm going to try and make it, a simple black and white kind of watercolorish looking painting, and now I'm going to try and make it look better or salvage it or whatever you want to call it. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is I'm going to need to see the layers panel from this point on, so I'll leave that open. I'm going to need my gradient panel, so we'll open that and switch to gradients. I'm going to need the property bar, so we'll grab that and open it. And I'm going to need the gradient tool, the fill tool or the paint bucket. So we now switch to the paint bucket. Okay, so what I want to do first is I want to add a layer mask. So I'm going to add that layer mask. Now I need to find a gradient, and I've made several of these gradients. I think I don't know if I told you or not how I do that, but just as a quick repeat, if it is a repeat, I took an existing gradient, I went to Edit Gradient, and then I went in here and I would select these color points and change them to, in this case, I'm changing them to grayscale. So I come down to my fancy grayscale, and I would change the color of each one of these, move them around to the positions I thought I would want them to be, and I would say OK. After I said OK, then I would go in and save the gradient with a new name. Okay, so I have saved 2 or 3 of these down here, and I'm going to click on this last one, Gray 3. Now, if you look at the gradient, we've got dark spots up here and light spots down here. And if we're working inside of a layer mask, then black conceals and white reveals. So anywhere that it's going to be kind of dark, it's going to conceal the stuff on the layer. So if this is dark here, it's going to make it lighter here. Lighter here would make it darker there. Okay, doesn't make sense, I know. We click on the layer mask and we fill. And there you go. You see how with this layer mask here, this lightened up considerably. Okay, now I'm going to, what am I going to do? I'm going to apply this layer mask. And all that does, and it means I've got to change this from a watercolor layer to a regular layer, so I do commit. And all that does is it moves the layer over here, so it's actually applied there. I'm going to add another mask, and I'm going to take this same gradient, and I'm going to flip it, because I want to lighten some of this at the bottom. I'm not sure exactly how I want to lighten it, but somewhat. So let's just try adding that gradient. Yeah, now see, this has gotten softer down here. I've got some activity or strange stuff going on here, and I don't mind any of this sort of dark, these kind of textury look like things here. I think that looks fine. And I feel like I'm going back in the distance. We may even have some mountains way off in the distance. I'm not sure what this is, plains. If this were a little straighter across here, I could see it as a C, but we don't know what it is at this point. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the mask again to that as well, so that it's set in stone, I guess I would say. Just for funsies, I'm going to duplicate the layer. That probably made it too dark, but I want to see I almost think that's so subtle, it's probably not worth doing this. I don't think so, but it was a good look. All right, so we're here with layer 1, and we're ready to add another gradient. So we'll do that in the next video. Bye-bye.